Avengers Endgame is the 22nd Marvel Cinematic Universe film. It is directed by the Russo Brothers and it stars almost literally anyone who's ever been in an MCU film. And chances are you've already seen this. Will I talk spoilers? No, I've written an entire really long blog post on my blog of everything spoilerish, the good, the bad, the ugly, so if you want to check it out there is a link down below in the description. I will keep this video review spoiler free and incredibly short because, as I've said, you've already seen this and you probably just want to know what do I think about the film in general. And the film is pretty good. It's a pretty good film, like for a 3-hour superhero extravaganza, it is relatively well paced, it is an enjoyable watch, it is very flawed, both in the writing but most importantly in the action scenes, except for the final climactic CGI heavy battle that was pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Everything else was shot and edited really poorly in a very bad way for a movie that has cost over $300 million. But still, it's the sequel to Infinity War. Infinity War ended with the snap, this one picks up right after. There is a time jump, there are different characters that have completely changed during that time. I really liked the direction that Thor went into, probably the best comedic element in the film. The same goes for Bruce Banner. What they do with Tony Stark, Captain America, it's good. It's a good conclusion of everyone's arc. Black Widow, she gets the short end of the stick, honestly. And I know they've announced a solo movie, and I don't know what they're gonna do with that. But in this film, it was like she's good. Scarlett Johansson gives a really good performance, and honestly, everyone else, there's not a single bad performance in this film. I also really like the character of Nebula this time around. But yeah, it's a flawed film, from some of the character interactions to the pandering. This is nostalgia porn at its most ambitious. And it works, in some ways it really does work, but in others, yeah, it's pandering to insane amounts of levels. But yeah, the crowd in my theater was relatively chill. No one wooed, no one clapped. So I don't know what that says, maybe the audience was just very polite or they weren't enjoying the film all that much. But the overall atmosphere after the film ended was just this, it was okay. Like it ends, no one was crying, I didn't cry, I got emotional a couple of times, but I never went full on crying because, you know me, I've never been as invested in those films as a lot of other people. I first watched Iron Man around when the first Avengers came out, then I marathoned all the films before Age of Ultron came out, and then I just watched them whenever they were coming out in theaters or on DVD, but yeah, I've not been loving them, barely loved any of them honestly, and this one is one of the better ones simply because it is ambitious, even too much in some ways, but it's impressive nonetheless as a cinematic achievement. It is scary that we live in a borderline monopoly of Disney in cinemas. Like, this has destroyed the box office in the worst way possible, in my opinion. Because this means we're gonna get a shit ton more of those films. And the worst thing is, this has finality to it. Like, if they said there are no more MCU films after this one, I would say, thank you! It's fantastic, that's great news. But we know that's not the case. We've already got like 6 or 7 films lined up to get released. We're gonna get a new Avengers with a new team in probably 7 or 8 years. There's gonna be the X-Men, there's gonna be the Fantastic Fours, it's gonna destroy the box office as well. And every single multiplex will only have Disney films. And while this might sound apocalyptic, it's not too far off from reality, let's be honest. If you check your local multiplexes, chances are over half of the theaters are Avengers Endgame. So yeah, it's a fine film, I really don't have that much to say. Some things are well made, I still don't really like the Russo Brothers as directors, especially of action. The actors are good, there are some really good ideas, there are some bad ideas, especially with what they do with Thanos. It becomes really one-dimensional when compared to the previous film. And it's overwhelming in the best and worst way possible. So I still think it's a good time. It's nowhere near the best film ever, the best film of the year, and the best superhero film ever made, but yeah. So I definitely recommend, if you want some spoiler-heavy thoughts, to go in the link down below and read the blog post. But other than that, yeah, you've seen it. This has already earned $200,000 billion, whatever. Yeah, let's move on to other better films and more interesting ones, okay? So guys, what do you think about Avengers Endgame? Tell me in the comments below, even with spoilers, like I doubt people care anymore. Still, thanks for watching, to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.